Hello, everyone. So we are actually going to go into the setup if you have an M1 chip. There's additional stuff that we need to do with the iTerm. But if you don't have a M1 chip, you can skip on to the next video. So with the M1 chip, we have to do a little bit something extra with iTerm 2 after we install it. And we're actually going to follow this guide. And then also going to kind of go step by step with what this is doing here. The reason why we need to do this is that the M1 chip has a lot of security features that we have to worry about. So this kind of bypasses those, so it doesn't block any of the installation stuff that we need to do from there. So that is why we need to follow these steps so we can download the right stuff so we can set up our computers properly. So after you install Iterm, it would be Iterm or Iterm 2. It will then show up into here because you should have dragged it into your applications. If you haven't, make sure that you are dragging it over to your applications. And we are actually going to go ahead and do a duplicate. So we have a duplicate one right here. And what the guide says that we need to name this one is call it Iterm Rosetta. Because we need to go ahead and utilize this to be the Rosetta one instead of the regular iTerms 2, as well as all of its original features. So that's what we have currently. So I right clicked or two finger click. I go ahead and did a duplicate and then name the duplicate Iterm Rosetta because that's the one we'll be using. So then after that, following the guide, I need to go ahead and right click, do a get info, and then click open with the Rosetta like so. So let's go ahead and do that. So it'll be right click, get info, two finger click if you are doing a right click, and then open using Rosetta, this checkbox right here. And that is all we need to do with that. So we have Iterm and then an Iterm Rosetta. So when we are now going through all of the next stuff, as well as going through our terminal stuff, make sure that you're using this one instead. Because if you use this one, that might cause issues with the M1 chip and everything like that. But if you use the Rosetta one, that one should work a little bit better. So go ahead and open up your iTerm and then open anyways. And then here, go ahead and pin this one, the Rosetta one, into your dock. So that's the one that we are going to be using. So anytime that I mention iTerm or terminal or console or anything like that, make sure you're using this one here with the Rosetta. So that's the additional thing that we would need to do if you have an M1 chip. So if you have an M1 chip, again, duplicate your iTerm, rename it Rosetta, and then right click on it, do a get info, open using Rosetta. And that's all you need. And then after that, you are going to pin your individual one that you have there. And that is the one that we'll be using going forward with the course, is this Rosetta one. So even though that I say iTerm or anything like that, I actually do mean this one. So I will talk to you all in the next video, and we'll kind of continue on with the initial setup stuff.